So, my friends, what we are going to talk today is about the whys and hows to outsource software platforms and solutions in order to improve your own business. As I was telling you guys, I'm the founder of UMUNTU CX Design. It's a design firm based in Miami. I also wrote a few books, six actually. The two last of them were Essential of Modern Marketing. I wrote it with the great Philip Kotler. My last one is, but the newest one is Love by Design. It's already there. It's how to engage your customer through loving bonds. So it's my and also in the third pillar of my profile is that I am a vocational professor. I mean, I teach in many universities all over the world, in the University of Kobe, Japan, and the University of Lyon, France, and here in the States, and in a few universities when I have the time to do it, And I mentioned that because time is one of the critical factors we will be talking about today. I would like to start with, to me, it's a critical factor. And it's a market can change overnight. Nothing is given for granted. Our positioning today probably won't remain the same in the near future. I'm sure that when you are a startup, you are building your identity step by step, and that's fine. That's great. But once you reach certain level of success, you tempt to believe that that level will remain the same in the near future. My advice to you guys today is that never feel that your comfort zone will get into the future. You need to think, and I know that you from the startup mindset, you have this idea of uncertainty. You manage the idea of uncertainty. I want to give you an example how things change, and I'm showing you the graphic of the market value in the automobile industry. And what I want to show you is on November 15, 2022. I mean, less than 1 year ago, that market crashed and started a new reality when an unknown company overcome, in terms of market value, overcome the value of GM and Ford Motor Company. The new company was not the classic Tesla. It was Lucid Motors. And if I ask you guys who from you knows Lucid Motors, I'm sure that most of you don't know it, and it's fine because nobody knows it then. But I want to show you a very brief video about this company in order to show that how things can change overnight.
A new tier of luxury electric requires a retail experience in a class of its own. Welcome to Lucid Motors' flagship studio in Beverly Hills. Right away, you'll notice our studios are designed around our guests, providing the space, time, and a relaxed atmosphere to help you get to know our brand and cars inside and out. The first thing you'll come across is our display area, where Lucid Air is front and center. From its signature light blade, all the way to the trunk lid spoiler, get up close and experience Lucid Air in real life. Exploring inside, you'll immediately feel luxury, the stunning two-tone interior, 5K display, and of course the spacious silent cabin and sweeping glass canopy. There's nothing like experiencing Lucid Air in person. Next, it's on to colors, materials, and finishes. Learn the intricacies and deliberate design choices behind each material and finish. Then, mix and match your ideal, California-inspired exterior and interior color options in wheel packages. Once you've chosen your favorite combination, it's over to the VR bug. Immerse yourself in our state-of-the-art configurator that literally puts you inside the lucid air of your dreams. Listen to the ocean, see the Golden Gate Bridge, and step inside your personalized air. And if you're torn between quantum gray and zenith red, just ask the associate. They'll show you both in daylight and at night. Now it's time to get into the details. Our technology display takes you behind the scenes of our proprietary tech. Dive deep into our efficiency and performance specs. Take a close look at our battery, drive unit, and power electronics. You'll find out what makes Lucid Air the longest range, fastest charging, luxury electric car in the world. And of course, for us, the details matter all the way down to our merchandise. Our design standards and aesthetic are upheld in everything we do, from our cars to our studios, to our hats, t-shirts, and jackets. Some of our studios also share their locations with a Lucid service center. When it comes to maintaining your Lucid, you can bring it in, or we can come to you with our mobile service vans. Your vehicle will also periodically receive updates remotely over the air. That brings us to the end of our tour. If you're located near a Lucid studio, please stop in. And with more studios rolling out, keep your eyes peeled for one nearby. We look forward to seeing you soon.
When we see this story, probably we can highlight some clear details about their success, like great design, great products, exceptional experience, driving experience through a VR device, beautiful studios, a very solid network of service centers. That's the classic factors, the typical factors we can use to attribute this to success. But I would like to highlight 4 different keys about the success of this company. First one, the compelling art of reacting faster and better than the competence, which means they are light enough in order to understand opportunities, in order to react to consumer changes and move forward before everybody else with a clear idea of a powerful value proposition. The second one is staying focused, doing what they know. I mean, it's being attached to a plan that will drive them to the desired positioning and successful. So, my friends, the third one is dedicate yourself to what you are excellent at. They know how to build cars, electrical cars. Some of them were part of Tesla before. They learn from Tesla. They bring fresh ideas, and they are excellent engineers. Very innovative designers that bring all together those exceptional implementation. And finally, they present an incredible degree of efficiency, which in terms of corresponding to a market value is extremely important. And for any one of us, saving money for the rainy day is really probably one of the key of our future success. So, my friends, the big question here is, in which side are we going to stand? From the buy side or from the build side? That's a good question. And, sometimes we are tempted to think that because we know our business, we know exactly what kind of tools, what kind of softwares we need to deliver value. But I'm talking from my experience, and I can say that sometimes dedicating time to develop this kind of tools provoke a deviation from the place you need to be at certain time, at certain point of the journey. So this is a critical decision for any startup that wants to be reaching the levels of success that you are looking for. So let me give you some of my reasons why I decided to go to outsource any software solution in my company. First of all, allowed me to turn my company into an early and fast mover. We can be there. Probably we were not 100% ready, but we were there before anybody else. We started with our company 10 years ago. We start designing tools, programs, philosophy behind the service much earlier than anybody else. But by not having to dedicate time to develop softwares to deliver our value, we could move much faster than anybody else. Second, and it's very important for a startup, we managed to have reduced prices and variable cost. This thing about variable cost will make the whole difference. Especially when you, I don't know how was your experience through the pandemic, but what I can tell you guys through because of my experience or over my experience is that because I structured my company over a major part of variable cost, I could survive easily over that very crazy years. Third, superior quality and on-time delivery. My business is a delivery business. My success is based on the quality of my delivery. And I cannot resist friction, failures, breakout in the service. I need to deliver quality service all time long. So through using mature solutions, I could manage to have this level of quality that my markets were demanding. Fourth, constant communications. We had built a very, very active flow of communications between internal flow of communication between departments or external flow of communication with our partners and also with our customers. So we create an ecosystem in terms of communications where every time a customer complains about something, that complaint gets into an intelligence engine that can address the complaint into the right department, but also connected with the software partner that will enable the solution. So we are living on an active ecosystem which needs to have this constant flow of communication. The flow of communication, my friends, is like the blood on your veins. You know what I mean? Five is a 24/7 business operation. Obviously, and this is for me, this is completely necessary. There's a saying, devil is in the details. And one of the things that I learned that when you have a time frame for your operations, specifically for your service operations, let's say your contact center, let's say that you work up to 8 p.m. with your contact center, 80% of your customers' programs will happen after 8 p.m. when nobody can answer the phone. So I decided to get into this outsourcing because I need to have this 24/7, and I couldn't have by myself. I couldn't also have the right infrastructure, the right environment on the time frame that I needed. And the two last factors were high-tech security and expense steadiness. Those two ones are also extremely important. As you can see, my friends, there's a lot of reasons behind the decision of going outsource, and that will transform your business for good. Now I will tell you how did I apply that to my business as experienced designers. Basically, my business, my universe has 4 different planets. Those are customer understanding in the first place, co-creative design, business transformation, and auditing or measuring. So when you see this, you will realize that are completely different and seems to be isolated words, which means that in each one of them, I need different kind of technological solutions. Can you imagine what a mass is to deliver services through 4 different platforms? What should be my headcount in order to have specialists at every single discipline and deliver the service and the service the customer needs. And as I told you, customers like Google, customers like Mastercard, Abbott Labs, Oracle. I mean, they are extremely demanding, so they cannot receive. We cannot resist this level of complaint with this kind of company. So getting into those 4 planets, you will understand the complexity of my business and then the how software outsourcing save our business. First, the first word was customer understanding. What is customer understanding? It's more than generating a simple survey or I don't know, making some calls to your customers and doing some questions and receiving some answers. Customer understanding, at the end of the day, my friends, is finding out the brand connections at customers' minds. It's a very complex process. It's much more than a survey because a brand is an association on inside customers' mind. That association is mainly based on functional and economical factors. But also, because we are talking about experience, we cannot only rely on functional factors. We need experiential factors, emotional factors. So when you need to understand emotional factors, you are it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So you need a very advanced level of technology to understand, for instance, social media posts or videos with interviews with your customers and applying certain logic or algorithm. Let me show you, going back to the Lucid Motors case I showed you before, what does it mean to understand customers' mind? Basically, it means this. After going through hundreds of interviews, recorded interviews, we filter those interviews through learning machine, and the software is understanding the meaning behind the expressions of our customers and can draw this mental model of a different kind of customers from, in this case, Lucid Motors. So you can see that we can, the software can discriminate the customer expressions, verbal expressions, and divide and classify the information in 4 different dimensions: functional, financial, emotional, and brand or aspirational, and then allocating inside each one of those 4 dimensions the key factors that are coming out of the speech, the customer speech. So, my friends, this is really complex, but this is the key of our value that we are delivering. The second word was co-creative design. We are designers. And when we are talking about co-creation, we are talking about a collaborative practice using like some tools like design thinking or human-centered design in order to create value, in order to take the information from the first word and apply them to through these tools, those design thinking tools, and have like a new value proposition as an outcome. And here, and I think that this has born in the pandemic days, because we have to use collaborative tools in order to recreate what we have done in the physical world. So this is a typical empathy map or value proposition template And we are using different solutions. One of them is Miro, and I love it. I mean, because we can simulate the exactly dynamic that we used to have in our workshops, and we can do it online. And now we're still using this online collaborative software because we realize that for people, for customers, for our clients, it's much easier to gather through this online solution rather than going to an office, spending 4 hours working, co-working with us. I mean, now it's very complicated. So now we're still using this co-creation software, and we are very happy by using them. And also because the reporting part of these exercises, now it's much easier than what it used to be before. Another part of our service is the journey mapping. It's very well known. Everybody knows that. And we are using a few solutions in order to have all the information on this Outsource software. Let me tell you a secret. I tried to design this software by my own team. I tried, and I made 3 attempts to get it. First of all, I hired a team here in the States. Then I went to Latin America with teams in Argentina, in Brazil. Then I went to Ukraine because they were much cheaper to develop this kind of software. I completely failed. So I surrounded myself and I said, I don't need to waste my time trying to reinvent the wheel. Don't do it. No, never do it. Invest your time looking for this kind of solution that are already invented in the digital world. The third part of my business is business transformation. We need to transform operations. We need to come up with some rollout plans. So we also use some tools online tools and collaborative tools to create a service blueprint. This is OmniGravel. It's one of the tools that we use. The same as the one I show you, the Miro software. It's excellent in order to, first of all, to organize the information in a much clear way to see it, to classify it, and also to turn it into an actionable output. So I will love to do that, and also some project management. There are tons of project management tools today. So we're not married to anyone in particular. We're changing them. We are looking for some improvements, some functionalities. I mean, we become demanding. We are the demanding part now. So I'm extremely happy because there's a lot of new tools out there, and we are using to our convenience. And finally, the part of measuring or auditing customer experience. There's another set of very well-known softwares like Dahlia, Salesforce, Oracle, SAP, and we can have what we have learned so far is that here in these kind of tools, which are a little bit more expensive, also we can have maybe 2 parts of two of our words covered by the service from these kind of softwares, because they are much more mature. They have much more intelligence. I mean, sometimes they're incredible in order to help me to deliver our services, and we are very happy with by using that. And also, you know what? Sometimes we didn't even have to hire the service of this software, but we have our own customers, the customer that buy our design, hiring this service for them. You know what I mean? So we don't get in the middle. We just passed these recommendations to our customers, and they are happy to hire them directly. There's no extra cost involved. The process is completely easy, fast, and the deliverable is really impressive. So by doing this, I can dedicate myself to my business purpose, which is creating value through experience. And when you see that, when you think about creating value, my philosophy about that is creating value is an act of rebellion. It's not accepting reality as it comes and makes you commit yourself to change that reality. So as you see, it's a big purpose. So I cannot waste our time by looking for new kind of developments, hiring tech guys with the whole thing that implies. So we need to be dedicated to that, to create value through experience design. Creating value goes way beyond a good products. It means understanding the emotions of your audiences. Creating value is making many difficult decisions. I like to bring Whitney Wolf as an example. Whitney Wolf was the founder of Tinder until he went through a very complicated case of abuse in her own company, and then he went away and founded Bumble, which is now a new dating application where she applied all her experience, her personal experience, and create an application, a dating application where women are protected. Women can block any kind of, they have the initiative. They can start the process. They can't be, abused. Creating value for me, for my company, it's understanding the other. So I need to do that. I need to be focused on understanding the others. Creating value is turning my company as a reliable company. And I like to share, for me, there's 3 facts that shows how reliable a person could be. The first one is, would you buy a used car from this person? And if you doubt it, maybe the answer is no. The second one is, if you need to go out from your home today and you need to leave your kids with somebody else, with your friends, would you do that? Would you feel so comfortable asking your friends to take care of your kids? And the third one is, would you give the keys of your house to a friend, to your friend? So the third case is a perfect example of the most reliable brand in the world, which is Amazon. Amazon is giving you the chance to deliver inside your home, but to do that, you need to give them the code.
You already know Amazon is the easiest way to get what you need. Like gifts for people whose birthday you've forgotten. As an Amazon Prime member, you'll now be able to use Amazon Key, a new service that enables in-home delivery. With the Amazon Key app, you can also grant access to the people you trust. Let's say you need to remotely manage guest access to the front door of your home, maybe to let in your dog walker, a friend, or maybe to let in a team of home cleaning ninjas. To get started, order the Amazon Key in-home kit, which includes Amazon Cloud Cam and one of several compatible smart locks. Have it installed by a pro, or if you're handy, install it yourself. Once installed, it's no problem if you're not at home. With Amazon Key, you can get your packages delivered just inside your door. You can track your delivery with real-time notifications, watch the delivery happening live, or review a video of the delivery after it's complete. Maybe you don't want your packages sitting out on display. Maybe rain is in the forecast. Or maybe you just need your mom's gift moments before she walks through the door. You know, because you're awesome.
My message here, my friends, is you need to dedicate your time and efforts to become reliable. you need to be so reliable that makes your customers feel extremely comfortable with your service and make them loyal to your brand. And you know what? Being reliable helps you make more money, and that's the final outcome of this. I mean, because it's the most reliable company, it's the most valuable company in at least in its industry. So and finally, for me, creating value is it's been like a memories factory. I mean, we create memories with our customers. So I need to have my hands free. I need to be dedicated to understand them, their customers, the customers of my customer, and also to understand how to design those beautiful stories those customers will live with the brand. Finally, creating value for me, for my company, it's accomplishing a brand promise. And when you see what is a brand promise, it's a mix of reputation and identity. And getting into those terms, reputation is the relationship between the brand promise and the validation at each interaction. And the identity of a brand is what makes you different, expressed consistently at every interaction. So the key for my company is to deliver value at every interaction. To do that, I had to streamline the delivery part. And to do that, to streamline the deliverables, I had to choose the best partners I can in order to ensure that my promise will be honored at every single interaction. So, as few conclusions, my 4 reasons to outsource, according to what I say. First of all, business design. It's a matter of business design. I need to design my business. I have to build the plan, and this takes a lot of efforts, a lot of time. Nobody can do beside me and my team. So this is the first key. Focus on your own business design. Secondly, improving the delivery. I mean, it's if you fail at the delivery, that brand promise will be broken, and probably customers will leave you because they don't trust you anymore. Third one is be exceptional. And to be exceptional is basically don't get stuck on operational frictions. I did it in the past. I shoot my friends. I fucked up big time because I couldn't deliver the right value my customers were expecting because my platforms were not functioning well, including administrative softwares that will manage the whole flow, the flow of documents, payments, credit notes, and all the administrative part, which is extremely complex when you have a lot of activities with your customer. And then finally, try to have a cost-effective team, but between parentheses, committed team that follow me and follow our company goals, take them as theirs, and also love their work and know what they are doing. You need to have an external team of experts that will help you create value to your customers. So, my friends, I think that expanding your reach through software outsourcing, it's doing way more of what you are doing today with your own resources. It's going for the impossible. So don't feel that you are restricted to your own set of capabilities. Out there, there's a lot of opportunities in order to improve your reach. The only thing you need to do is to go shopping, go understanding what can be helpful for you, doing the right choices, implementing them very fast, and focus on your own value propositions. Thank you, my friend. You can find me online and at the Instagram. It's open, so you can find me. I will be very glad to be in contact with you. Ready if you have any questions. I'm happy to.
Raul, thank you so much. That was awesome. I have to ask, where's the accent from?
My accent? Yeah, I'm Italian.
Okay. I was on the fence. I either thought like Italian European or like Puerto Rican / like Cuban. So
No, yes, I'm Italian. I work a lot in Latin America, and also, in Miami. I mean, your English turns into a different thing, So
yeah, you're like right at the melting pot of the U.S.
Absolutely.
I actually spend a lot of time in Miami. I love Miami. All my Cuban family lives out there, and I actually also host events out there with the Lab Miami. So next time I'm down there, I'll ping you so we can have you come speak or just come meet the community and what we're doing as well. But
Absolutely.
thank you so much for your time. We are actually going to be wrapping up the summit. Just too many technical difficulties. So you are the last speaker. Want to open up the floor a few minutes before we kind of sign off here. And, I think definitely connecting with you, I already did. I highly recommend it. I was going through your profile on LinkedIn, and it's really impressive. You were working on a in a space that is really interesting because, as someone that hosts startup events across the country, ultimately for me, what I've come to understand is like, you have to find a happy balance between, especially when it comes to outsourcing and automating, because you can have too much automation or too much outsourcing, right? And then there's like an inequality. So, especially I'm assuming based on the context that I have, like we're talking to founders or members of very early stage startups at this summit. So as we move forward, throughout the rest of this year and into 2023, what advice do you have for teams and startups? Because really what people, the area we focus at is very early stage and working, posting these events and putting on, these educational, workshops or whatever, just experiences on. For me, one thing that we try and do is not be too like bun up and very, we're more unorthodox and, very engaging type of event. So how can you get people to collaborate, communicate, in a more efficient way, right? Because ultimately, like when I talk to founders and they tell me about their horror stories, most of the time it's because they went on Google and said cheap app development overseas, and it's just like, like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm all about being efficient, right? But you pay for what, you get.
Yeah,
so
I think that entrepreneurs are always worried about the money, funding, and it's a big question. It's a big deal, obviously, because you need the cash flow to move forward. But at the same time, you don't have to lose perspective about what are you there for. And what I say is you have to create differential value. That's the key, because if you are not different, if you are not valuable for your audiences, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have the money. I mean, you know what I mean. So value comes first, and by thinking about that, then you go out and look for the resources you need to operate your business. But you don't have to lose that perspective. You need to think about value, and then go out there and look for the solution. The solutions are there. There's so much today. I'm excited because out there's all kind of softwares providers at every corner of the world. Not only here in the States, you can find. As I mentioned in my talk, I worked with Ukrainians, and they were great, and they were cheaper than the technicians in the States. So there's tons of opportunities.
Yeah, there's pros and cons, and I think ultimately just really finding people that you can trust, right? Because at the end of the day, like, that's a big thing. People stealing other people's ideas with these types of partnerships, right? Because one person wasn't protected. So just make sure you're doing everything to protect yourself, your team. Make sure you have, some sort of legal counsel that is advising you at some level. Because I've actually recently spoken to founders who, just, and this is a little bit out there, but in the sense of, they either raise too much money or, they just put themselves in a situation where they actually got themselves fired from their own company, right? And that's just like mind-boggling. So just making sure you're always, at the end of the day, like the best advice I ever got from one of my mentors was that business is warfare, and you just have to stay ready, right? But thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm gonna ask you one last question to end it. I want to first off to thank everyone that is still around joining us. Connect with Raul if you can. LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. I think he said you can connect with me as well, Javi D. Martinez. Thank you all for joining us. Raul, any parting words? Any last pieces of advice? Maybe one question I like to ask. One of two questions is either A, what do you want to be remembered for? What's your legacy? Or B, if you were in an elevator with your 21-year-old self, what one piece of advice would you tell them that you know today that you didn't know back then?
Excellent questions. The first question, I would like to be remembered as a person, an enthusiastic person that gave the best of him and transform his surrounded square meter because of his energy. The second one is if I have to give, and I believe me, I do it every day as an exercise, as a mental exercise. What kind of advice I can provide to my 20 years old myself would be go for it. I mean, don't be scared. I mean, you're going to fail. Failure is the best way to learn and to move forward and to grow. So that's the best lesson of my entire life. Now that I am older, I enjoy the fact ups. I mean, I love to make fact ups because that's the way. That's where I understand I'm learning. I am the learning curve.
That's really interesting, and I'll end it with this. Ironically, one of the software business or software dev shops that sponsor our events, our kind of startup roadshow tour. He made a comment that really struck a chord with me that you kind of just almost reiterated, but in a sense, one, as a founder, just have fun, shoot your shot. The worst thing that they're going to say is no, or they're not going to reply, right? Big deal, move on, right? Yes. So don't be scared. No is one day closer to a yes. No, it just means no today. It doesn't mean no tomorrow or next week. So it just means no today. But two, I think as we just went through the great resignation, and we're kind of transitioning to the great layoff. Have fun, right? I mean, we have one shot at this, have fun. One thing that I continue to tell myself every day is just have zero regret in anything that I do. And that's definitely helped me because, startups are not easy, and it's not for everyone either, right? So make sure that, you're building yourself a good team. You're putting the right people around you, because as a founder, your job's to lead. Your job's not to put reports together or build code. It's lead a team, so be a leader. Raul, thank you so much for your time. It was awesome. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Thank you again to everyone else joining us. I think someone from the Glorium Technologies team might be on, but Raul, feel free to stick around, or if you need to sign off, have a great rest of the day. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.